You're watching Explore Tulsa.
I don't know if I really set out to go and become an adventurer, but I did set out to become a writer. Dad could neither read nor write. You know, we were hillbillies. And so he couldn't read or write. Mom quit school in the 8th grade. We lived in, one time, a dirt floor chicken house, and we lived in an old tin roofed house. And we didn't have electricity till about a year before I went into service. And never had indoor plumbing and all that. I mean, we were kind of primitive. My great aunt gave me these books, box of books, and I taught myself to read. I was probably 6 years old, and I taught myself. Among them were Hemingway, and he was my hero, you know, because the guy went all over these places and was a combat correspondent and a big game hunter and all these things, you know, that Hemingway did. So I was enthralled by it, and I told my mom, you know, I'm going to be a writer. But I'm not going to live just one life. I'm going to live many lives and write about it. Anything come up, I'd just take off. I took off first time I was probably 8 years old maybe, and I wanted to go see on the other side of this mountain. So I just took off, and I was gone a couple of days or so. And my dad beat me when I got back, you know, for leaving. That lasted a couple of weeks or so, and then I was gone again, because I had to go see some other side of the mountain. And after a while, they just left me alone. So, you know, as long as he's out in the mountains, he's okay. My mom built me these out of old scrap lumber. In this 3-room shack we lived in time, she built me a desk. And I've been up ever since, every morning ever since then, writing. First 4 years I was a Navy journalist. I got out and Vietnam started, and I went in the Army, and I into Special Forces, Green Berets. And I was in Special Forces 13 years. And I was combined service, active and reserve time. I was in service 29 years. Yeah, I was writing then. I've written my whole life. I was a cop. I was a cop 4 years in Miami. That's where I went after I got out of the Navy. Matter of fact, I rode this 80cc Yamaha motorbike for a year. Left Seattle, Washington, was on this 80 right after I got discharged from the Navy. And lived in a tent for a year, working odd jobs, and ended up in Miami, Florida with $8. And I needed a job, and there was a half-page ad in the Miami Herald, and it wanted cops. I said, hey, now that sounds like a job I'd like. So I became a cop. My agent, when he first became my agent like 40 years ago, he said, I'm going to make you rich and famous. We're going to find you a niche. And I'm rich and I said, I don't do niches. And I haven't. I've written everything. I've written fiction, action, adventure, sci-fi, political, histories, military, of course. I even wrote a romance one time. I published over 60 books, actually, and 3,000, 4,000 magazine articles and major publishers. Oh, one time, this was kind of fun. I had a friend of mine who's a kind of a minor publisher, but we've been friends for years, so he wanted to publish some of my books once in a while, so he published 4 or 5 of my books, 3 or 4. And he'd never done anything like this. And any adventures, and said, okay, let's go hunt Bigfoot. So we spent the summer traveling around the mountains from here to California, talking to the University of Idaho, talking to the places and all kinds of things. So we did all these things, and of course made some great stories of people you meet for the fun. That's what's fun. Most people don't want the journey, they want the destination. But that's not the important thing, that's not the fun thing. The fun thing is actually doing it. It's actually climbing that mountain. Not being on the mountain, but climbing the mountain. And recently I've asked God, you know, say, God, if I make it to heaven, can I go exploring the whole universe? And I think God's going to let me. I don't think He would just take a guy like me and put him in a mansion with gold streets. Nah. I mean, I'd be bored to death.